Tom Pollard is my name, and I'm a conservation stonemason, but I specialise in traditional lime and earth mortars. So today we're having another one of our, we have a one-day workshop yesterday, a one-day workshop today, and it's all to do with the mortars that we'd be using to fix structures such as this. So we're strictly dealing with earth. So we have dug a test pit here, and we've got really good quality clay. So we're showing anyone here who's yesterday and today, is how we can use it for so many different applications, like repointing walls or resetting stone, or even just doing mass earth walling as well. It's just to kind of let people know that we can reanimate some of these materials, which is very sustainable, but just by taking it from the soil and bringing it a couple of meters to where you mix it, and then another few meters to where you will use it eventually, again shines a light on the sustainability of these structures. To people like me, they're full of potential. To other people, they're just for knocking down. They're just dirty looking. They're even like a bit of a blight on the landscape. But it's about the social history as well. There's an awful lot we can learn from the people who built these, the way they lived. But especially for me, in my field of work, it's learning about how they built the houses, how they sheltered them with whitewashes and renders, how the thatcher and the mason had a really close relationship, and all the materials that we see here came from the locality. Nothing was imported, nothing was packaged. There's people living in houses in Ireland who don't really even realise that behind their wallpaper and plaster there's actually earth in there as well. It's a wonderful material structurally. It's great at handling moisture. It's great acoustically. It's great for odours. But that's all part of today. But yeah, it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere in the country, and we know it is. But in a lot of cases, of course, concrete came in. It was quicker, more rigid, and we trust something that's harder than something that is, definitely softer. But that softness is what keeps this 1840s house intact, because it can move and it can take on the loads of the wet. It can dry out and shrink again in the summer months. So it's just that softness that keeps them going. So you had this chance for any moisture within the house from the family living in it to be absorbed by the walls themselves, the timbers, and even like the roofing area. And that moisture could be contained, and as doors were opened and windows maybe became more common, the breeze and the ventilation helped keep the house dry. The smoke that was produced in the house would sometimes filter out, and that would preserve the timbers, keep bugs out, keep them out of the roofing area, the first coats of thatch. But what's really important about them is the thermal mass. You've got these very big, well-performing walls that are great thermally. They're great at managing the moisture, like I mentioned as well. So with a bit of modern ventilation, and with some very simple modern interventions, actually, a traditional house like this can be made into a very, very comfortable house. For some people, the modern world, that's their thing, and they want to live in something that's modern, clean, tidy, angular. If you want a softer edge to your house, if you want something even that just feels cozier and smaller footprint, easier to maintain, easier to heat. So there is that. But I think, one of the things for me that's important is, if they can be repaired, we should be repairing them. They will make a home for someone. There's someone who will find it suitable for them. The whole idea of a render was to shelter this soft earth mortar behind it. So this lime mortar, as we know, again, is flexible, and it can manage wind-driven rain. It can take on a lot of water and let it wick away. So the render would have gone on like a line. There's a beautiful lime render here as well, and you can see how thin it is. It's probably about 8 mil thick. But it's very cohesive and very uniform, so it was all done in one go. Beautiful gravels in it, but that was able to take a huge amount of pressure from wind and rain and damp cycles. But the key to keeping even that render, that shelter coat we'll call it, was to whitewash it regularly. And when the cycle of kind of maintenance of lime wash fails, that's where the deterioration comes in. And it's normally at the bottom. You'll see where it's damper. That's where most of it begins to fall off, because it gets so damp, the water gets behind the lime render, and it'll begin to detach. Or the big mistake, of course, then was you get tired of lime washing, you get tired of patching the building up. One visit from the cement plasterer, maybe in the late 50s, 60s, 70s, on into the 80s, was seen as a great solution. You put on the cement, you could put dash on it, you could mould it beautifully. It's a great material to mould and make a house look fancy, bring it into the modern era. But it's totally like you know, it's a sheet of plastic on the outside of your house, more or less, and a rigid one at that. So moisture that's coming up through the ground is getting trapped behind, between the cement and the old render that was on the house. Moisture from inside it's finding its way through the wall as it naturally does, but it's been blocked. And the cement was the downfall for a lot of facades, and it helped to cause cracks and decay of windows, decay of wall plates. So when you get a structure like this where it's never had that cement treatment, you're very lucky. So it's going to be a quicker process to take away, you know, any damaged materials and effect a repair. And also, we're always using local earth, and we're using the hot lime. So the hot lime is an agricultural product. It's inexpensive compared to modern limes, and it's what works best. It's the like-for-like approach that I'm preaching here as well today. If you can get the skills to repair something like this, you're very close to being on the property ladder. They're probably a bit overpriced for what they are. We need to get with that. But for new build, if we think about it that way, earth is perfectly acceptable for new build. You know, well-sourced timber from the island of Ireland is perfectly acceptable. Okay, thatch is an expensive industry, but it's a beautiful finish. If you don't want to go for thatch, there's so many other ways of doing it as well. Through CITB and HED, there's so many different programs. These are all subsidised workshops we're doing here. There's an awful lot of taster days going on with HED for people who want to get interested in stonework, carpentry, blacksmithing. And we need this interest in order to be able to keep people building. But for younger generations, a knowledge of these materials really feeds into that we have to live sustainably message. And I think the younger generation get it more than, you know, elder lemons like I do. And I'm on their side. I want to be able to see more affordable housing, and I want to see a bit more ownership about how they got built. And if you can build a house, you can repair your house. A great day, beautiful weather, which was lovely to see. Just an amazing site, really, really nice group of attendees as well. We have HED staff, homeowners, architects, a really interested crowd. So yeah, today was just perfect. You know, it went so well that these two structures just lend themselves so well to be able to inform people about our built heritage and the vernacular materials within them. So it's just like the perfect example. It's like an open university here with two wonderful lecture rooms, and then we have all the materials we need on site as well. So it's rare enough that you get that opportunity to be able to go between two buildings and show different, you know, stages of repair, just how we can kind of keep them standing until there's time and maybe funds and a method statement to keep them upright as well. So a very positive day, and everyone saw it that way as well. So Lurgan Townscape Heritage Scheme, it's a fabulous, this is the jewel in the crown, I'd say. It's just such a beautiful place and so central. I'd like to thank CITB NI. They did a really good job today organising everything. Thanks very much to the Historic Environment Division as well, for both of them for inviting me. It's really good to be here and talking about the earth mortars, which is countrywide. You know, every county has a huge heritage that's somewhat covered in ivy maybe, but we're sharing something very important here in just beginning to build up that knowledge of earth again. So overall, really, really good time. And yeah, thank you very, very much.